Is the BYD Sealion 7 the electric SUV that finally makes buying an EV feel like an easy decision in Australia? It has a claimed range of up to 482 kilometers, a large 82 56 kilowatt-hour blade battery, a powerful rear motor, a high level of standard equipment, and a price that undercuts several well-known rivals. But there are also important questions. Is the real-world range close to the official figure? Is the premium model better value than the much faster performance? How practical is that sloping roof for a family? And what about charging, servicing, warranty, and BYD's reputation in Australia? In this review, we'll look at everything Australian buyers need to know before choosing the BYD Sealion 7. The BYD Sealion 7 is a mid-size, fully electric SUV. It sits above the smaller BYD Atto 3 and is aimed at buyers who want more interior space, stronger performance, and greater highway range. Its main competitors in Australia include the Tesla Model Y, Kia EV5, and XPeng G6. The Sealion 7 follows the increasingly popular coupe SUV formula, with a raised driving position at the front and a more dramatically sloping roof at the rear. That design gives the car a sporty appearance, but it also creates a compromise. The rear window is smaller, and rearward visibility is not as generous as in a conventional SUV. In Australia, the range is deliberately simple. Buyers can choose between the rear-wheel drive Premium and the all-wheel drive Performance. The Premium is likely to be the version most people should consider because it provides strong performance, a longer claimed range, and a lower purchase price. The Performance is much quicker, but it costs significantly more and gives up some range. The BYD Sealion 7 Premium starts at $54,990 before on-road costs. The Performance is priced at $63,990 before on-road costs. That means there is roughly a $9,000 gap between the two versions. Whether that extra money is worthwhile depends mainly on how much you value acceleration and all-wheel drive. The Premium uses a single electric motor driving the rear wheels. It produces 230 kilowatts and 380 newton meters with a claimed 0 to 100 kilometer per hour time of 6.7 seconds. That is already quick enough for normal driving, motorway, merging, and overtaking. The Performance adds a second motor on the front axle. Combined output rises to 390 kilowatts and 690 newton meters. The 0 to 100 time drops to just 4.5 seconds. That is sports car acceleration in a family SUV. However, the Performance is heavier, more expensive, and has a shorter claimed driving range. For most buyers, the Premium offers the more sensible balance. From the outside, the Sealion 7 has a clean and modern design rather than a traditional SUV appearance. At the front, the smooth nose reflects the fact that this is an electric vehicle. There is no conventional engine grille, while the slim lighting signature gives the car a wider visual stance. The side profile is where the coupe SUV influence becomes most obvious. The roofline flows down towards the tailgate, and the large wheels help the car look more athletic. At the rear, the full-width light bar and sculpted tailgate give the Sealion 7 a distinctive appearance. It is a vehicle designed to stand out without using an overly aggressive shape. The main design compromise is visibility. The sloping roof and relatively narrow rear glass make it harder to see directly behind the car. Fortunately, the vehicle includes cameras and driver assistance systems, but drivers should still take extra care when reversing or changing lanes. Ground clearance is suitable for urban driving, shopping center ramps, and ordinary Australian roads. However, this is not a serious off-road SUV. It is best understood as a road-focused electric family vehicle. The towing capacity is rated at up to 750 kilograms braked, which may be enough for a small trailer or light recreational equipment, but it is not designed for heavy towing. Inside, the BYD Sealion 7 has a premium-looking cabin with a wide dashboard, soft touch surfaces, and a large central infotainment display. One of the most recognizable BYD features is the rotating 15 6-inch touchscreen. It can be used in a landscape or portrait orientation. It is an interesting feature, although many owners may choose a preferred position and rarely change it after the first few days. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are included. and the cabin is designed around a mixture of touchscreen controls, steering wheel buttons, and voice functions. The front seats provide a comfortable driving position, and the elevated seating gives the driver a good view over the bonnet. There is also a sense of openness created by the large glass area and panoramic roof. The rear seat is one of the Sealion 7's major strengths. There's good legroom for adults, and the flat floor helps create a more comfortable center seating position than in many petrol SUVs. The sloping roof does not eliminate rear seat space, but taller passengers should sit in the back before buying. The shape may also reduce the usable height of the luggage area. The boot is practical for everyday family use, although buyers should compare it directly with a Tesla Model Y or a more upright SUV if they regularly carry tall objects, bicycles, or bulky prams. The cabin also includes a strong audio system, wireless phone connectivity, and a broad range of comfort features as standard. On the road, the Sealion 7 Premium feels much quicker than its price might suggest. The rear-mounted motor delivers immediate acceleration, and the 6-7 second 0 to 100 time is more than sufficient for everyday Australian driving. The performance model is on another level. With 690 Newton meters and all-wheel drive, it can accelerate with surprising force. That makes it entertaining, but it also raises the question of whether the extra performance is useful in normal driving. For many people, the Premium's acceleration will already be enough. The ride is generally comfortable, particularly in urban conditions. The car feels composed and quiet because there is no petrol engine, gearbox, or exhaust noise. The steering is light and easy to use around town. That makes parking and low-speed maneuvering simple, although drivers looking for a more communicative or sporty steering feel may find it less engaging. The Sealion 7 is at its best as a quiet, comfortable cruiser. It is not a lightweight sports SUV, and its substantial curb weight is noticeable when driving through tighter corners. On the highway, the strong electric motor makes overtaking easy. The vehicle also benefits from a stable, planted feeling at speed. The main point is that BYD has improved the refinement of its electric vehicles. The Sealion 7 feels more mature than some earlier models in the brand's Australian lineup. Both Australian versions use an 82-volt, 56 kilowatt-hour Blade battery. The Premium has a claimed WLTP range of 482 kilometers. The Performance has a lower claimed figure of approximately 456 kilometers because of its additional motor, greater power, and higher weight. The WLTP number is useful for comparing vehicles, but it is not a guarantee of the distance you will travel in every situation. Real-world range can be affected by speed, temperature, wind, hills, tire pressure, passengers, luggage, and the use of heating or air conditioning. At highway speeds, the practical range will normally be lower than the official rating. In urban driving, regenerative braking can help the car achieve better efficiency. For charging, the Sealion 7 supports up to 11 kilowatts using AC charging. A full home charge can take approximately 9 hours under suitable conditions, making overnight charging the most convenient option for many owners. On a compatible DC fast charger, the vehicle can charge at up to 150 kilowatts. BYD quotes approximately 32 minutes for a 10 to 80% charge. The actual result depends on battery temperature, charger output, the vehicle's state of charge, and whether the charging station is operating at full power. The Sealion 7 also supports vehicle-to-load functionality, allowing the battery to power compatible external equipment through an adapter. That could be useful for camping, outdoor activities, or emergency power for small appliances. However, buyers should check exactly what equipment is included and whether the required adapter is supplied with the vehicle. One of the most important questions for an EV buyer is not just the purchase price, but the cost of ownership. The BYD Sealion 7 comes with a 6-year or 150,000 kilometer vehicle warranty, whichever comes first. The high voltage battery is covered for 8 years or 160,000 kilometers. The battery warranty includes a minimum capacity guarantee, which is an important consideration for long-term ownership. Roadside assistance is included for the initial period and may continue under the manufacturer's service conditions. Service intervals are generally listed as 12 months or 20,000 kilometers. That is less frequent than some drivers may expect from an electric vehicle, but EVs still require inspections of brakes, tires, suspension, cooling systems, and other components. Capped price servicing is available, although the exact total cost can depend on the current Australian service program and the vehicle's variant. Charging at home is usually cheaper than relying entirely on public fast chargers. The financial benefit becomes stronger for drivers who travel significant distances and can charge during lower-cost electricity periods. Insurance, tires, registration, and finance costs can still be significant, so buyers should calculate the complete monthly ownership costs rather than focusing only on fuel savings. The BYD Sealion 7 received a 5-star ANCAP safety rating under the applicable assessment program. It includes a broad range of active safety equipment, including autonomous emergency braking, adaptive cruise control, lane support functions, blind spot monitoring, and camera-based parking assistance. These systems can reduce driver workload, particularly on long highway trips. However, driver assistance technology is not autonomous driving. The driver must remain attentive and ready to take control at all times. Some owners may also find driver attention monitoring oversensitive. These systems are designed to encourage the driver to keep their eyes on the road, but the warnings can sometimes feel intrusive. Before buying, it is worth taking a proper test drive in city traffic, on a motorway, and during parking maneuvers. Pay attention not only to acceleration and comfort, but also to how smoothly the safety systems respond. A good test drive should include lane changes, roundabouts, reversing, and stop-start traffic. The Tesla Model Y remains one of the most obvious alternatives. It offers a strong charging network, a familiar EV ecosystem, and a minimalist interior. The BYD counters with a more conventional cabin, a strong equipment list, and a different ownership experience. The Kia EV5 appeals to buyers who value a familiar, established brand, practical packaging, and a more traditional SUV design. Depending on the variant and current promotions, the BYD can offer a competitive equipment and performance package. The XPeng G6 is another important rival, particularly for buyers who prioritize technology and fast charging. It can be attractive for drivers who want a modern, software-focused vehicle. The Sealion 7's strongest arguments are its combination of price, space, comfort, battery capacity, and standard features. Its weaknesses include the limited rearward visibility, the sloping roof, the 150 kilowatt maximum DC charging speed, and the fact that BYD's dealer and service network may not be as familiar to every buyer as those of longer established brands. For most Australian buyers, the BYD Sealion 7 Premium is the better choice. It is already quick, has the longer claimed range, costs less, and provides the equipment most people will use every day. The performance makes sense for buyers who specifically want all-wheel drive, very rapid acceleration, or a more powerful driving experience. But it is difficult to describe the performance as the value option. The additional $9,000 is mainly paying for performance and traction rather than a completely different level of practicality. If you regularly drive on wet roads, live in a hilly area, or simply enjoy fast acceleration, the performance may justify itself. Otherwise, the Premium is the rational choice. Before placing an order, check the latest drive-away price, available colors, delivery timing, included charging equipment, and current warranty terms. Also confirm whether the vehicle is fitted with the exact features shown in a review, because equipment can change between model years and markets. The BYD Sealion 7 is not perfect, but it gets the most important things right. It provides a quiet and comfortable driving experience, strong acceleration, plenty of interior space, a useful range, and an impressive list of standard equipment. The premium model is particularly compelling because it offers enough performance for almost any daily situation without asking buyers to pay for more power than they need. The main reasons to hesitate are the coupe-style body, the reduced rearward visibility, the charging speed compared with some newer rivals, and the need to consider BYD's local service network in your area. But for Australian buyers looking for a mid-size electric SUV around the mid-$50,000 price point, the Sealion 7 deserves to be on the shortlist. It is a convincing alternative to the Tesla Model Y and a strong example of how quickly the Australian EV market is becoming more competitive. So, is the BYD Sealion 7 worth buying? For most people, yes, especially the premium. It offers the best balance of price, range, equipment, and everyday usability. Just make sure you test the rear visibility, check the real drive-away price, and compare home charging options before signing the contract.